Hello, my name is Michele, and I have the pleasure of being the Dean for Howard E. Ivester Early College, both Main Campus and North Campus. Our mission at Howard E. Ivester is to support dreams one student at a time. And we have been doing that for 10 years now. This is our 10th year for Main Campus, and we just opened our brand new campus, Ivester North, this year. As a student steps forward to think about their next steps into adulthood, they're typically thinking, am I going to go to a 2-year college, a 4-year college? Am I going to go right into the workforce? Am I going to a technical school? Am I going to a public school? And what about the military? All of these options are open to them. What we want to do with our dual enrollment campus is to help students be ready for whatever step they're going to take. As our students are learning, they're growing. They are figuring out here as they are taking courses a lot of skills that they need for any position going forward. That's time management. That's how to grit, how to get through sometimes the harder things. And even our really most capable, the most bright students that we have, they are the ones too that are having trouble because all of a sudden things are different. Things are more difficult. They're not laid out. There's a lot more independence and they may not be used to that. So we want to show all of our student populations that they can, and they can, and they can. But sometimes it's a matter of pushing and asking for those resources. Our student population, we come from every high school in the county. We have about 40 to 50% first generation students and about 40 and 50%, depending on the year, of those free and reduced student families. Every family, however, every student can benefit from Howard E. Ivester Early College campuses. We were so blessed 10 years ago when our board and Mr. Schofield started our campus, and at that time wanted to bridge that gap so that students going off into their next steps were more successful. They had some of those foundational skills. The Ivester Foundation generously made a donation and helped us go even farther with the things that we were trying to do at Main Campus. And this past year made a donation so that we could retrofit and have just an incredible building like this at North Campus. So we have both of our campuses here that we are so proud of as we start our first and our 10th year. The Ivester Foundation gave money, that's seed money, to set us apart, to get us on the track for helping students. One of the things that they ask is for us to become self-sustaining. We need to be, how are we going to keep going and serving our student population? How are we going to support these students in taking their first steps towards their professions, their passions, what they want to do? And how are we going to help them once they take that first step out into adulthood? What can we do with that? And that is near and dear to my heart. How are we going to help those students that first year? Yes, they may have Zell or Hope. They may have Pell. But that is not going to cover everything that they need if they are going off to school. Most of our families who are economically disadvantaged are going to need that help. They're going to need to pay for housing, for food, for those extras that go along with being away from your family. And oftentimes they are taking 17 hours a semester, so they may not be able to work quite as much to help their families. What are we going to do for those students? How are we going to help them here at Howard E. Ivester? How are we going to grow Howard E. Ivester Early College campuses? And how are we going to help support those students, our most precious resource, go out into the world to follow their passions? Well, what we have thought of is that we have the opportunity for interactive forever donor plaques. And these donor plaques could be placed in any room of choice that is open for a space to honor someone either in your family or someone who is near and dear to you. And it could even be a couple, like if you wanted to honor grandparents or children. So these forever plaques, as you see, are made of different woods for the different levels, but they all include a QR code. This QR code helps anyone, any visitor who comes by one of the doors, take a picture and not just see a picture of the person that we are talking about and that we've honored, but to hear their story or hear a loved one tell about why they made a difference, or perhaps a teacher that inspired them. How did that happen? Or it can be your own story, how you are making your passions come true and what you are doing to make a legacy come true. So anytime in the year, we probably once or twice a year, if you would like to update these or you want to add something to it for an accomplishment, that is why it's interactive and it is forever. We can change that so that you can tell what's going on in that donor's life. Another way that we have is you could be part of the Friends Paver, the Foundation of Success, with someone's name here to be honored. So that will be at both campuses as well. With our 4 levels of giving, so we have the donor plaques. You get the QR code, this beautiful handmade wooden plaque, or it's going to be metal if it's an outside area. But there's one more thing that you get with these 4. With these 4, you are going to be supporting those students in their next steps too. So it's all encompassing, it's that circle. Part of that money will go to support our students who come from Hall County in their next steps with a Foundation Scholarship Award in your person's name or your family's name. These scholarships will be handled through the North Georgia Community Foundation, and they will be given yearly with specifications that your family wants, whether it is from a specific high school or from Ivester Early College or even to a college that you would like to give. So it's a very exciting way for you to come together as our community and help our success even further. One of the things that you're going to see is that our yearly success rates are very high. We are typically over 99% with success rates with our students here, and that is when they take over 1,600 classes and grades here per year. That is some really, really deep, difficult work that these students are doing. It is happening because of the support system and what we are teaching them for success. With our goals that we have, what is it that we want these students to be leaving with Ivester Early College and then ready to tackle the new world? We are hoping that you will take a look at these donor plaques with the patrons area and take a look at one of the classrooms or the spaces that is here at Main Campus or Ivester North and think about your giving. Your giving is going to last forever. It is going to help students forever, and it is certainly going to help us at Howard E. Ivester Early College to provide spaces and those scholarships to honor those that you love. We hope you will consider, and if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to give us a call. Thank you.